Okay, Rosalind, let's go on. Carry on. Rosalind, you're on. Mary, can you?
The question I was asking, you mentioned that the soldiers that were placed as guards over the prison, you said they were the same soldiers. I missed what you said. Did you say that they were the same soldiers who witnessed the resurrection of Christ? Wasn't sure that I got that right.
Okay, somebody tell her what I said. Can someone who listened to what I just said say to her what I said? Can someone repeat it, what I said?
I'm sorry, I missed the question.
She is saying that, did I say that the soldiers that were guarding Peter were the same soldiers that were keeping guard over where Jesus was buried?
I don't think so, because they got killed, right? Probably.
Okay. Rosalind, I didn't say so. I said it's almost like that kind of thing. We are talking about people being suspended. That is a language of heaven whereby when they come in, where human beings are trying to show their force of power, angels suspend that power and suspend those human beings, make them unable to carry out their activities, so that those guards cannot fight. They become like drunk, they pass out, they knock them out cold. That's what happened to the soldiers when the angel appeared during the resurrection morning. And the Bible says they fell, they were laying down there as though they were drunken men and so on. They passed out cold. This is the same thing that happened to the soldiers in the prison where Peter was. Do you get it?
I got that, Bishop, but that was not the
They are not the same guards. They are not the same guards. They are not the same guards.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, they are not the same guards. These are different guards.
Okay.
Yeah. Who has a different question? This is time for you to ask a question.
Okay. The whole time I'm listening to this, I keep on thinking about this family that in my town, their daughter is missing, and she's been missing since Tuesday. And in my town, we have this thing where there's like 52 different neighborhoods, and everybody in the town, when something good happens, you can let each other know through the internet. Okay. So I know that this family believes in God because my kids went to school with her, and I just wish that they knew about this, because this could, if they could follow this teaching, the one you just did, they could help their daughter, because they like you're saying, like they love their daughter. Like I don't know her, so I care. I want their daughter to be found, of course, but I don't even know the girl. But if they could, that's how they could get their daughter back, to find out what happened.
Yeah.
Just something like this. Like they could call all their family together and pray and follow all these steps on how to get results from God to get their daughter back. And their daughter could, I don't know if she's kidnapped. I know she's a real thin girl, very petite, and I just been thinking about that the whole time. I wish I could just send them this video, or how.
Just leave them alone. If they need help, if they really need help, they will know where to go and find help. That's just all I can tell you.
Okay.
If they really need help, they know where the help is. Let's go to Acts chapter 16. Let's begin from verse 25.
Okay.
Let's start to read. We will stop at verse 34.
Okay. Verse 25. But at midnight, Paul and Silas were praying and singing hymns to God, and the prisoners were listening to them.
Okay.
Suddenly,
Let's go a little bit further. Let's go a little bit upward. Let's go to verse 20. Let's see what is happening in verse 20 so that people will get the story. Go to verse 20.
And they brought them to the magistrates and said, These men, being Jews, exceedingly troubled our city, and they teach customs which are not lawful for us, being Romans, to receive or observe. 22. Then the multitude rose up to gather against them, and the magistrates tore off their clothes and commanded them to be beaten with rods. And when they had laid
Listen to this. Listen. They tore the cloth off the body of Paul and Silas, and the magistrate said that they should be beaten with rods of iron. Think about that. They beat them with rods of iron. Will you survive it if you are beaten with rods? How painful is that? They'll break your bones. They were beaten with rods, naked, both naked, Paul and Silas, because they were accused of bringing a different law. Same thing Haman was trying to accuse the Jewish nation, and Mordecai, the ringleader. They were beaten severely. That is what we call serious beating. You don't forget that kind of beating. Because if you survive it, it's a miracle, because normally it will kill you, because they will break things in your body to stop you talking, permanently damage you when they use rods to beat you. Rods of iron to flog somebody, that's serious beating right there. Continue reading.
And when they had laid many stripes on them, they threw them into prison, commanding the jailer to keep them securely. Having received such a charge, he put them into the inner prison and fastened their feet in the stocks.
What does that mean?
Chain them up.
They chained them up. They lock their feet so that they can't even get out. That's serious right there. Let's hear what happened.
But, 25, but at midnight, Paul and Silas were praying and singing hymns to God.
Okay, let me ask you a question. This is serious here. Will you pray and sing hymns when you've been beaten with rods of iron and put in jail with your legs shackled? Will you still sing to God, or will you be angry? They accuse you that because you came there to come and preach about Jesus, the Jewish people came there to say, these people have brought this teaching here too. Oh, let's deal with them. These are the people who are going about troubling the entire world with their teaching. Everywhere they go, they are causing trouble. We've been living a quiet life until these guys come with their Jesus. They are coming to disturb this city and divide the people with their teaching. And they sentence them to serious beating, tore the cloth off their body, and beat them with iron rods. And then threw them in prison, since they didn't want to die. Let them go and die there. They didn't want to tap out. And in the night, they were singing, they were praying and singing hymns. Are you serious? They were praying and singing hymns. Please, let's discuss this. Will you do that? You've been beaten with rods of iron, not even with sticks, with rods of iron. And you've been thrown into jail for something right that you did. Will you still be singing? Will you still be praying and singing hymns to God? Please, let's talk about it. Be honest now. Be honest. Please be honest with me.
I would be angry.
Huh?
I would be angry.
Uh-huh. Angry about what? What will you be angry about?
Because I didn't do anything wrong. What is this happening? You know.
Will you be angry with God that God did not come to defend you, send no angel?
I would be questioning.
Yeah. And these people, these nasty people, have shamed you, disgraced you. Everybody has seen your ding dong right there in the street. Huh? Everybody has seen how your buttocks look like. That's dirty.
I would have some serious exposure.
Huh?
And plus, the whole thing was they were stopping that girl from doing divination. And so, and not only that, but God did protect him from speaking out against the forces of darkness. It
Okay.
looked like he let the devil win.
Okay, so that's what you think. But it's even worse than that. For you to be made to be butt naked by force and everybody is watching your dick in public? Jeez.
Yeah, it's total exposure.
A total exposure, and they are looking at your little butt.
And humiliation.
Humiliation, disgrace.
Yes.
And they are flogging the hell into you. Because it's not out of you. And then, it wasn't enough. They throw you into jail. Which woman is going to marry them after they've been exposed?
My God.
Yeah, that is terrible stuff. That is terrible stuff that happened to them. Serious beatings. In the street, right in public. How would you have felt? Roslyn said that she would have been mad. She would have been mad. And this came suddenly. They were not even allowed to defend themselves. They seized them. How will you have felt? Will you still pray and sing hymns to God? That's where we'll know whether you're a real Christian or not, when this kind of thing happens. Tell me about it. Mary, what do you think? Everybody is quiet because this is the real serious side of being a Christian. You've been disgraced, you've been beaten, physical beating. When we talk about supernatural warfare, you don't know that it involves these kind of things. That's why a lot of people say, to hell with your Christianity, we don't want it. I don't want this kind of thing to be happening to me. The devil start fighting me, devils that I don't know start fighting people, start fighting me because of this religious thing. I don't want nothing to do with religion or with Christianity or with any other religion. I just want to be free. That's what some people think. as though that will solve their problems. They say you start getting involved with all these Christian things, problems start coming to you from heaven knows where, I don't know. So how will you have reacted? Will you still sing hymns and pray? Your body is all bruised and busted. Some of the flogging they landed on your head. You have to see how their head looks like a cartoon, look like Shriek. Their head is swollen like horns. The skin has been so busted that it swell up. Blood everywhere. Tell me about it. Will you still be praying? What are you praying about in that instance? And what are you singing about in that instance? Not many people will do this. Many people will say to hell. Many people will say to hell with this kind of stuff. I'm not doing this no more. I don't want to die. We read last night in Revelation 12, for they love not their life even unto death. And I explained that last night. Think about that. Think about that. Will you still pray and sing to God in spite of those kind of things happening? Or a situation worse than that or less than that happen, or somebody die? Will you still pray? Will you still sing? The Bible says these people, these are what we call super Christians. These are supermen. They started praying. They started to pray. And they started to sing. When you add singing to praying, it's a different ballgame. Even those in the world of darkness, in the kingdom of the occult, knows that when music goes hand in hand, when music goes hand in hand with prayer, it's a different ballgame. It's a free-for-all. Things must happen. That's why when I am doing real prayer, I start singing and start dancing. It's very, very important. There's nothing that makes both kingdoms to stand still and watch. Is when you enter into that realm with singing and dancing. It's a different ballgame. Everything stands still to watch. And anything that comes out of your mouth carries great power. Let's see what happens when they were praying and singing. And listen, they were not praying and singing about their problems. Please listen to this. They were not singing for their deliverance. They were not singing to be delivered. I'll show you why. Because all we do is we want to do our own little thing. They were ministering to God in spite of the fact that they have been stripped and disgraced, butt naked in the street, beaten with rods, busted, wounded, bones broken, ribs broken. And with the little life that was in them, they were ministering unto the Lord, because Paul and Barnabas and Silas and the rest of them, those prophets and those teachers, those two groups, they knew something that many of us do not know. They knew the hidden power of ministering to God. Doesn't matter what has happened to you. That is not to be as part of what you're doing. That's a place where you don't bring that up. Your focus is in ministering unto the Lord, in singing and dancing to Him I'm praying to him. Please, somebody want to ask a question? Go ahead.
Oh, I'm thinking about it. The only way you could relate to it in today's world was, I think, in my mind, it's maybe something to do like with Martin Luther King Jr. He knew when he was going on the marches ahead of time. He knew that that they were the people were putting their lives at risk when they did marches, and he was willing to go to jail. And I think he had that same spirit, like
Yep.
sing and everything, no matter what happens to him.
Yep.
He was emotionally and spiritually prepared. So this is probably how these people were. They were emotionally prepared.
Yep.
As a surprise, they knew that something could happen to them.
Yep. If you are, it depends on.
Martin Luther King Jr.
Yeah. If you are not prepared for these kind of things, then don't try to be a Christian. It's of no use. If you
Martin Luther King Jr. went to jail so many times, like he suffered a lot, and still he had faith.
Yeah. So you see, you have to be mentally prepared for certain things that might happen, and that is where you need to be bigger than this world.
Bishop.
Yes.
Well, I remember this. I had written something about this a while ago, and I found the paper the other day. But he actually was sent there. So he hadn't completed his journey. And then one thing, they were on their way to pray when this girl came with her divination. She was a distraction. And the devil will do anything he can to distract you from your prayer.
Okay, let me tell you. Yeah, let me tell you something.
And so you wonder if he didn't get distracted, would this have happened?
Okay, listen to this. That's why you need to be prepared. It's not every deliverance that I take up. It's not every deliverance that I take up. Because people will see you as coming to come and disturb their trade. If you did not know that witchcraft is a business, sorcery, divination, the occultic practices is a business. Someone being possessed by a demon and being used by a familiar spirit, that is by a demon that knows things about people, is a big business. Magic is big business. And so for them to have driven out the entity, the deity that live in that girl, and now the owners of that girl will no longer be making money. So that's the point right here. Paul and Silas has come and disturbed their business. They're not going to have money anymore. They won't be able to pay their bill. That possessed girl was their economy right there. So that's why some people will be angry at you that you are coming with the Holy Ghost, you are coming with Jesus to come and disturb their neighborhood or their nation or their city and stop them from having money. Because they are using fallen angels and demons to make money. So if you did not know it, everybody is not willing to be delivered. It's not everyone that you should pray for them to be delivered. Because you do that, you get into trouble. Let it be people who are willing to be delivered. Don't force it on people. Because for some people, that's their business. That's how they eat. That's how they drive their fancy cars. You saw it with Balaam. That's how they live in their big houses. You are going to go and deliver psychics. People in the lodges. Are you crazy? People who practice voodoo. Don't you know they like those things? They like it. They'll go out to seek for demons to possess them so that they can do those things and make money. And you go to deliver them. It's only that this girl put Paul and Silas on the spot. And now this is the price they pay for delivering somebody. A story is being told. A story is being told of a man, a paralyzed man. He had a stroke. He cannot walk anymore. He just sit in one place. So his family used to bring him out every day and place him near the marketplace where everybody is going to the market and coming out of the market for this man to beg money. And then, like around 12 o'clock, his family will come and take all the money that he has begged. They will take it and go. Then later in the evening, they will come and pick him and pick all that money. He was making a lot of money for them. And some born-again person, children of God, were passing by. And they went and healed the man. They thought it was a joke. They told him, we are going to heal you. The man said, really? They said, yeah. And they told him, stand up, just jokingly. And the man stood up and his leg was fine. The man shouted, I'm now well. I'm now well. People started running to come and see him. His family too came. And his family started to cry that now they will have no more money. And he too began to blame the people. They are the ones who healed me. Now I can't beg anymore. And they started speaking against the Christian people. Why did you have to come and heal this man, for heaven's sake? Huh? Do you know how much this man was making for us? Oh, come on. God help me. We won't have no more money. This man is our economy. Can you guys make this man to go back to become paralyzed again? They say, no, we cannot. And they decided to beat those Christian people and they ran. They left town. I'm serious. That they should make the man to be paralyzed again. And they couldn't. I'm just telling you that people have made up their mind what they want to do. Whew. Paul and Silas were singing, were praying, were ministering unto the Lord. That was the time that they have to pray because Paul was, remember that Paul was a member of the Sanhedrin. He was a Pharisee. He was in the inner circle until he became a teacher for Jesus. Paul wasn't a prophet. He was a teacher. That's who he was. He was a sent person. That's why apostle means somebody that Jesus sent to do a particular thing. Not necessarily preaching or teaching. Different things, different specializations. So they have their set time to pray and to worship. So they are being beaten, they are being made to be naked. Did not stop them from doing what they have to do. That's their lifestyle. See, Christianity is a lifestyle. It's not just what you do, it's an acquired lifestyle. It's a heaven's lifestyle that is in you. So if your Christianity is subject to emotion and to problems and to events and to atmosphere, oh well, it will have a question mark because when good things happen, you rejoice. When bad things happen, you don't. So you have to be aware of that. Let's see what happened when they were doing this.
And the prisoners were listening to them.
Okay?
And suddenly, there was a great earthquake.
Suddenly, there was a great earthquake. Continue.
So that the foundations of the prison were shaken.
So that the foundation of the prison was shaken. Go on.
And immediately, all the doors were opened and everyone's chains were loosed. Okay.
There was no angel in this. What was happening? What was happening here? This is at Philippi. What was happening here? Somebody please tell me. What happened at Jericho? An earthquake. Because the horn was being blown. What is happening here? Some people are praying and singing loud. And here we go. There was an earthquake. Every prisoner, the chain broke. They were free. The doors all opened. So praying and singing make heavy things happen. Are you guys seeing what I'm saying? Wherever you see fasting and praying that goes with singing, heavy things happen. With fasting and praying, things happen. But with fasting and praying and singing, heavy things happens. Earthquakes, nature will even come to help you. The universe responds to your singing. Other people were singing, other people were praying. God sent an angel for Peter. This one, Paul and Silas are praying and singing. And there was a mighty earthquake that broke the doors down. They were all open, and everyone's chain fell apart.
I got it.
You got it? That is what we call when God himself came to visit. Let me tell you what was happening. Can anybody tell me what was happening here? When they were praying and singing, what happened? What happened in heaven and what happened on earth? Can anybody tell me?
God was moved, and he sent his power to deliver them.
God was moved and he sent his power to deliver them. Good answer. Next.
They were being allowed to complete their mission, which was to help somebody, save somebody, probably the jailer. I probably would have let him kill himself.
When you let go what is happening to you and you begin to pray and fast and sing, it makes God himself to come. It's not about God sending his power. God himself come. Another thing that you have to be aware of, when singing begins, angels draw near. The universe reacted when God shows up. So there was an earthquake. Let me share something you need to know about earthquakes.
Early back cut off, sorry.
Listen to this. The time that Jesus died on the tree, on the cross, what happened in Jerusalem? There was an earthquake. When Jesus rose from the dead, when an angel rolled the stone away from the mouth of the grave, what happened? An earthquake. When a witch called Samuel to come out and give them an answer, an earthquake. When the horns drum and shouting, the ram's horn and shouting happened at Jericho, an earthquake. And here is another earthquake. There's also a place in the book of Acts where the disciples prayed and where they were staying was shaken, an earthquake. God's power shows up and the earth is shaken. Your prayer and your singing will shake heaven, will shake the earth, and will shake hell. You have to be aware of this. You are not alone. Don't think what you are doing is just an ordinary thing. It carries extraordinary supernatural power.
Amen, Bishop.
I am tempted to bring this meeting to a close here. And I want to thank you all. I want to thank you very, very much. I want to thank you for the courage to come out every day, to fast, to pray, to listen. So I'm bringing the service to a close here. We will not have any evening service today. There will be no evening service happening. Please take your own weekend off. Take some time off for yourself. Go and start watching those videos. This is time for you to spend time to go and begin to watch them, plus other ones that you will see that is attached to this as they need, maybe. But we've brought it to an end. And I want to thank you very much. Please, after the service, do not try to call me. Please go and do something for yourself and your family. You don't need me right now. You have a bunch of materials to go and review and to watch and to pray and to do things with. A lot of materials out there in the internet. 100 and something videos and more is coming. Okay? So for the next 1 week or two, we will try as much as possible not to be on a conference line. So this week, today is Saturday. Yeah, today is Saturday. We don't need to be here. Next week too, we don't need it. Because I'm working on things. I'm going to continue and finish this library. So I want to thank you. Please do not come to the conference line for the next, I think next week we won't be on. The upper week we won't be on. So the next 2 weeks, people should go and study and pray and work things out. There are some of you that I will call to do more stuff with you. Please take some time off. Mary, give me the calendar. Let me see. Bring the calendar out. Victoria, bring the calendar out. Next week is July what? Next week, Friday and Saturday is July what?
July. Where are you? Next week, Saturday.
No, Friday and Saturday. Friday and Saturday.
Friday is on the 6th July and Saturday is on the 7th.
Okay, and the upper one will be what?
13 and 14.
Okay, so we will come back. We will come back after that day. I want you to take 2 weeks off from today and go and rest and refresh. So we will come back. We'll come back later in July. I will tell everybody. You will see a video that will tell you when we'll be back. You will just see a video and you will know. After 13 and, did you say 13 and 14?
Yes.
Okay. So you are going to be, including 13 and 14, we will not be having any conference call. It will be after that week. After the 1st and 2nd week of July, that's when we'll be back. I'll be here working and doing a lot of things. We need to complete this library so that we know that we've done it once and for all. But you are not required to be on any conference line. You are required to go and use the material that we already have to study. Don't try to call me during the 2 weeks. Please try and focus on yourself. Let God now act on your behalf. Goodbye.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Bishop.
Okay.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Please, I want people to thank each other, congratulate each other for completing a 1 month of fasting and praying. This is big. This is big. And let us tell each other, God is doing something big for you. Say it to each other.
I enjoy the interaction with you guys. I feel like I know you personally. I can't wait till we all can see each other face to face. Amen. Thank you, Rosalind. You're welcome. And this is a little bit sad.
Vicky is saying, what is she gonna do? It's gonna be sad.
Okay, everyone. Love you. See you. God reigns. And let's keep lifting the bishop up in prayer. Yes.